It's your boy T Bear in reaction. Today's Wrestling Wednesday. So special blah 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 blah. A special wrestle reaction video. I'm gonna do in honor of the homies, one and only in the Clutch, Dub and Ross, Clutch Squad. So recently they've been getting a little spotlight starting going on recently, though. As their reaction, one of their streamers of the recent Survivor Series War Game, with mainly their reaction to CM Punk's return, has been swirling around TV on doing the CM Punk return packages for WWE as of lately as well too. So a lot has gone on for them as well too. One of them is them being invited to the Busted Open podcast rant with Mark Henry and I think Devon Dudley as well too. So they only way start. I told you, man. Somebody sign these guys though. They are on their way, man. Especially you get them involved wrestling with his commentary in the Indies or something like that, or do something, man. Invite them to the show, do something. Like I said, I always say, I appreciate some folks be saying I should have been the new third member of the Club Squad because and I told y'all. I don't want Johnny to get up. They're what they got going on. They are cool as well too. I can't hold a candle to them, man. These guys are awesome. I'm love to see them shine as well too, whether it's as well as Chisel Adonis as well too. If he gets shine on somehow, some way though. So we're gonna check out two videos involving in the Clutch. First one is their video as part of the Busted Open podcast. Depends on long, and the other one depends on I'm gonna do it on the same video or do it on another video as a thoughts and reaction. Ross on the video talking about this is not wrestling. Talking about like wild stuff on wrestling. You see right there. But anyway, we're gonna kick things off with the Busted Open podcast video. Let's get it.
Listen, man, we got Ross and we got Dub, two unbelievable super fans with a really, really successful podcast. What number are y'all up to now? I know I saw y'all went over 100,000 subscribers.
On the main page or YouTube, we just reached 870,000 subscribers.
Big. Big. I love the success. My son Jacob follows you guys, and he's the one that turned me on to it and had me follow, and I watch, and I
shout out to Jacob. He's doing his thing.
One of these days, these guys are really gonna blow.
Bubba Ray,
right?
So it's Bully Ray, not Devon.
I think today is that day. You're on with the Hall of Fame and Pain, Bully Ray, and the world's strongest. Yes, sir. So,
by the way, I told you. I think I stole a picture when I met him at when I was in North Carolina doing the Comic Con. He was in the hotel. I didn't go for the Comic Con. We was there for vacation. Happened to call him. So yeah.
Y'all recognize
cool
game. Recognize game.
For sure, man. Honored to be here.
Y'all gave one of the most exciting fan reactions that I've
always do.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think John Cena coming back at the Garden at Royal Rumble was pretty damn crazy.
Yeah.
And there was a fan that passed out.
Oh wow.
Draped over. I'm in the ring.
Wow.
I'm the last one getting eliminated. And I see the guy drop over the barricade.
Wow.
Security comes. Wow. John is
also Michael Jackson shit.
And I'm looking.
Damn, this is some Michael Jackson memory tour shit right there. Oh man. Yeah, that's like some Michael Jackson memory tour stuff. Wow.
That the paramedics pick a dude up.
That's wild.
Like, I mean, so like when when y'all did this, did y'all think that it was that it was going to get noticed by the WWE like that?
I mean, we could only hope. I mean, and I love me and Ross's dynamic because I'm more the like I got in shock. And you know, people are always sending stuff to WWE and stuff like that, and but once I seen Ross's reaction, I said he called me right after live and said, "Hey man, you got to post this clip because this is gonna go viral."
Things like Warren, I think.
And he was just like, you know what? All right. So after the stream, he stayed up, cut the video up, and of course our video got a part of another compilation, a few of them actually. And but once I seen his reaction, and then I like got stuck. I was like, yeah, this one go viral, man.
Mm-hmm. I got to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
That's what kept getting me. Bully, you see, I sent it to Bully Ray, and I said, you got Dub, who's the calm one.
Yeah.
He's under control.
Yup.
Hey, very analytical. And then you got Ross. Oh!
So guys, I think it would be fair to say that both of you are massive CM Punk fans.
Well, for me,
Ross
personally,
Haynes, wow.
I'm definitely a massive CM Punk fan.
Yeah, Ross the massive.
For me, I've told this story a few times on YouTube for when people ask me how did I get into wrestling or whatnot. I grew up watching wrestling, Attitude Era, all that. So I've been a part of that. That's been a big part of my my life growing up. But I had fell out of wrestling. I mean, once I got to college, I wasn't really watching it much. It wasn't
something with me while I was in college. I didn't watch it as much as well too. I watched it as much as I could, so I kind of like. Well, I did. And my mom had told me about Eddie Guerrero and all that as well too. So yeah, I understand when he went with that though. I was kind of that same way as well too. Like during the Ruby Guerrero era, I was a little bit in, not all as much. I was into it, but not as much. It took half the time. It took the video game. I was still getting the video games, and it was like that was keeping me up to date more than the shows and stuff at times as well too. But I even was still like following the website a little bit as well too. I think the first time I got a hold of Bob Lashley was on the website, to be honest. Like Bob Lashley and Paul Bertram and all that was through the website as well too. But I did was watching ECW, and that's when I first saw CM Punk as well too. So yeah.
It wasn't until I just happened to be on YouTube and I saw
the pipe bomb.
Something was trending, and I checked it out. It was the CM Punk pipe bomb. That once I saw that video, just that section they had on YouTube, I started checking out Raw, because I was like, yo, what's going on here? And from there, it kind of brought me back into wrestling. Before we even started doing YouTube, I was just checking it out just on my own, and it kind of snowballed. And then once me and Dub started doing YouTube, he had, he grew up in the Attitude Era, so he hadn't been watching it for a while. But I told him, I was like, hey, man, we definitely should check out some, some wrestling stuff, because, that's something we grew up on. And I was able to kind of get him back into watching it as well. So it kind of snowballed. But for me personally, definitely CM Punk is, I'm definitely a big fan of. So.
All right, cool. That was awesome right there. The fact that so I can fit them in there. Yeah, the fact that that was a reason for them to get back in wrestling. That was pretty cool right there to know as well too. So yeah, I'm gonna put it together as well too. So Ross got this video here called "This Is Not Wrestling," though. This is one of his thoughts of wrestling as well too. He, like I said, this is why he's getting these interviews as well too. He throws like little, not just do reaction to wrestling videos, so that too. He also throw his thoughts in like what's the current state of wrestling, or what's his thoughts on wrestling well too. One was the chases being better than the run as well too. Would come to baby faces. It was another one I checked out as well too. I can't think of it. And he said his thought was going on with title runs and stuff like that. But anyway, this one's gonna be an interesting one though, because I hear about this, and like not just what we about to say is well too, but I hear about it in wrestling groups how like a lot of wild stuff be considered be going on wrestling. A lot of stuff you see be on craziness like on DDT wrestling. Oh my god, that shit! I don't know. They ain't be doing too much. I think Chisel Dons even came out with stuff too. Hold on a second.
What's good?
I'm back. I was saying, yeah, Russell, like I said, Russell's little tidbit on what's going on currently in wrestling as well too, or his thoughts in wrestling in general as well. And this is what he says about this is not wrestling, like the crazy wild stuff that they do in wrestling. That sometimes I get that it's comedy wrestling, I'm all for comedy wrestling, but sometimes it's just be too ridiculous and lower top though. So yeah, like the stuff you see on the DDT wrestling, you know what I mean? It's like some stuff I did react to on the digital down on my Becca page with the sus wrestler with the Ronald McDonald clown. Either way, we're going to see what Ross is talking about right here. Let's get it.
What's good, y'all? Super Ross back at it again with another video. We got to talk, man. We have to have a discussion, y'all. Sometimes these independent wrestling companies, they just be doing some of the wildest stuff, and they call it wrestling.
Yup.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, some of the stuff that they be doing on these independent shows, I just can't consider it wrestling. I just consider it just random stuff to get some shock value out of.
True.
And I get sent these clips, or these clips happen to pop up in my recommended feed or my timeline, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram. A lot of times I'm not even searching for these type of wrestling clips,
Yeah,
but they happen to
pop up. Like I had the same thing on Facebook or on the wrestling groups, and they pop it up. Somebody said like, if wrestling ain't real, then we call this, and be some random crazy shit like the one he's about to talk about.
Sent my way, and we gotta talk about a particular one that I recently posted. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you already know what I'm talking about. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I had a very interesting back and forth with someone in the comment section of this said video, because I don't know, man. I just feel like
we all deal with our viral comment people just like to just go back and forth, or folks who just can't get off your fucking case, like a dickhead named Russell Silly on Java Terror that just won't leave me the fuck alone. That's another story. I mean,
do random stuff in a wrestling ring, and then we just supposed to call it wrestling when really it's not. It's not even wrestling anymore, in my opinion. But y'all will see if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Let me pull this up for you guys, because this is just wild. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, man. This is the clip in question. I'm gonna play it for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
She's drilling the dildo in
oh my. Yeah, too damn far. Just too damn far. What the entire fuck? Yeah, that's just too damn far. Yeah, I don't blame it to give right there. The Chris Hall, hell no, and the damn Brian, no, what the fuck? Okay.
If you want to live out your sexual fantasies, go ahead and do that. But just keep it away from wrestling. This is not wrestling. This is just you coming out the closet, letting everybody know you like a dildo shoved in your mouth while it's rotating.
Oh, God.
As you can see, for whatever reason, this particular spot in the match required a guy to open up his mouth and proceed to swallow a dildo while it's attached to a drill.
Oh, I'm in tears, yo. Oh my God. I feel like you think you've seen the wildest shit in wrestling till shit like this is pop up. You think you see the wildest shit, period, until shit like this pop up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. I'm just flabbergasted. Like, who thought this was a good idea? I mean, it's been some wild shit. I didn't watch ECW stuff. I watched CCW stuff. I watched the IWA stuff, whatever you want to call it. The deathmatch shit, all this shit. This beat the round that sus video that I saw with Chris O'Donnell. Donna's that posted it. Yeah.
That's very interesting, man. Very interesting. And this is being called wrestling right here. This what we're seeing right here, this is what we call wrestling, right? All right, cool. I gotta find the comment, because I had a back and forth with someone.
Just
relax. They was really trying to defend this.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, this is very hard to defend. Shout out to everyone that commented on here.
Yeah.
The comments on here were definitely, as you can see.
If I was in there, I would. Oh, I don't know. You push a picture reaction to this. I mean, you do give reaction on Instagram. But my infamous AO meme I posted with Westside Gun on it would be perfect for this. Man, if I knew this was happening, I would have had that thing locked and loaded on this video right here. on this. I'll put the picture up right there, man. Anyway, because
hilarious, but there was one individual that was standing his ground on this particular.
It always be one. It's always gotta be one.
Rationalize this. Okay, this is the guy I believe. I had a back and forth with him, and we're gonna go through this, man. We're gonna go through this because
what? Sometimes they don't have a choice. Yes, the fuck they do. Hold on. Don't have a choice. Yes, they do. What kind of... He do have a choice. Like, come on. Like, unless you that desperate... This is not even a big company like WWE or AEW. Or not even Impact. Not even Ring of Honor. Not even LOW. This is for some... Like they be saying, for some Wawa gift cards. I don't know. Any money probably play. Some of these might pay good money. Either way, no, he has a choice to keep his dignity without whatever exposure he needs. Because this ain't the exposure he probably not looking for, or just look like a what. I won't say much. I'm not trying to get banned for. I'm not trying to like folks just saying, but nothing against it, but just yeah. All right.
I'm here to prove a point here. So
he said, "You haven't wrestled if you did tell you to do something." And that's why some people don't have some unforgiveness towards WWE, especially towards Vince. Dean Ambrose coming to mind. Yeah, exactly. They doing them. Yeah, that's $50. That $50 wasn't. It's always says that $50 wasn't worth it. Exactly. They ain't getting no WWE money. They ain't getting WWE money. WWE money is funny money, but it's a little more than that. Where that company is.
So this is from NOI_elite. Sometimes they.
Of course, it gotta be an NOI. Nothing. Despite the tribal chief. Man, don't disrespect the NOI name like that by saying some shit like that.
They don't even have a choice in what happens in the ring. This was an L video. I responded, nah, he had a choice, and he chose to gobble on a dildo. He responds back, as you see, my guy, you haven't worked for a wrestling promotion. If they tell you to do something, if you're serious about climbing the ranks, 9 out of 10, you're gonna.
Angels is wrestling. That's in working in the work environment in general. If you're willing to bear yourself just for the sake of climbing up the ranks and anything, you are a sad individual. I mean, we got folks like that. Probably stuff like that. But in general, doing shit you don't want to do for the sake of climbing up the ranks, getting a job. I mean, the money's good, but you're miserable as fuck making the money, doing stuff you really don't want to do, doing stuff that unless you okay with it, nothing against it, or doing stuff that undermines you and stuff like that, just for the sake of the power of the dollar. Then something. That's just you kind of sad, brother.
Do it. That's why there's so many embarrassing moments for people in WWE. First and foremost, we're not even talking about WWE. We're just talking about an independent company. At the end of the day,
exactly.
If this is what they want to do in said match, you don't have to do it.
No.
If the company's known for doing wild stuff like this, you don't have to do it. There's other independent wrestling companies that don't do this type of stuff.
Right.
Like I said at the beginning of the video, some of these companies do some of the wildest stuff to get notarized, to get some type of viral moment, but it has nothing to do with wrestling. They just happen to do it in a wrestling ring. You can basically say some of this stuff is like Jackass comedy at this point.
Jackass wrestling. Oh,
with that comment,
God, remember they say they call CW Jackass wrestling.
He doesn't have to. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I respond, you have a choice to work for a certain promotion, right? So if this guy chose to work for this company and they known for doing unnecessary stuff.
Right, like I said, $50 is in a bar. Like, come on, it's not even an arena. It's in a bar or a school gym or a school play yard or even a parking lot. No, I mean, this ain't in no arena, not even in a stadium. No, not arena. That's too much. Not even in a gym. Not even like a high quality gym. I mean,
spots like this, then it's a choice. So my point still stands. Then someone else comes in, JD, bro. That $50 wasn't.
It's
worth
not.
It. You act like that. That was some known promotion and a wrestler that just. That's just some guy on a Saturday show in some bar.
He said you had to pay your
wanted
dues.
to do that. He responds, "You still have to pay your dues on the indies."
You do, but not doing shit like that.
That's how pro wrestling works. No one's denying that, but paying your dues by gobbling down a dildo, I don't think that's one of the dues you have to pay. It's not something mandatory when you work with some of these wrestling companies. Yes, you have to pay your dues, but you don't have to do this. I don't think Stone Cold or The Rock or The Undertaker or any of the greats had to do this. I'm sure they had to do a lot of things they didn't want, but it was never this. He responds, actually, with that air, they had to do super humiliating stuff. What are you talking about? Some of the people you name don't count. The Rock had to pay his dues, but also had his family behind him, and he didn't get embarrassed like that. The Undertaker got his in the form of bullying from veterans, but not even. To be honest, he was one of the few people once they started to get their foot in the door, it didn't take 5-10 years of figuring out a gimmick to work. Most of your examples aren't good. You have to make a name for yourself on the independent circuit. Yeah, you're right. It's different than WWE, but that's the same thing. But the same thing exists in the indies. Once again, I get his point. He's saying you have to go through, the trials and tribulations as a new guy. And I know for a fact, we've heard, stories of wrestlers back in the day have to do like wild stuff, embarrassing stuff.
Dark side of the ring.
For people that are, veterans. But once again, it wasn't in the middle of the ring in front of fans gobbling on a dildo. That's the point I'm trying to get him to understand, or I think he's missing. Yes, you have to go through those periods of, doing things for people that have been there, things you may not want to do. Sometimes they can be humiliating, but not to this extent. So you're telling me that to make your name in the indies, you have to pay your dues by sucking on a dildo? Or can it just be a pointless spot to cause temporary buzz online? Nobody's going to remember the guy who had a dildo shoved in his mouth years from now because someone else would do something crazier to get a little bit of fame. Then other people started chiming in. This is the ladder you don't have to climb.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Exactly.
And I
Shut up.
respond to him. That's what I'm saying. He's making it seem like he was forced at gunpoint to do this sus-ass spot. Money isn't involved, LOL. You mean to tell me those dudes willingly kiss Vince's ass? And he tried to move the goalpost here. Even those segments, I've always looked at those kind of cringe.
It's still cringe.
I never really liked that, but at the same time,
why there? Ain't no the crazy shit happened on the Raw, the Attitude Era or anything. We still found most of it cringe. It was might find some hilarious and somewhat entertaining, but at the time it was still kind of cringe at times. No matter what, entertainment, but still cringe as well. And it was like even like at the time until we was adolescent kids that like any old crazy thing, and looking back, we was like, what the fuck we was watching? You know what I mean? We made some adolescent kids think this funny, but then they gonna look back like, what the fuck we watching? I doubt it, but just saying.
We knew why he was doing those segments. Vince he's a
egomaniac.
He's an egomaniac, and he did those to certain individuals that he knew he could kind of get away with doing that with. But even then, he was getting ridiculed for it. I mean, he's just the owner of the company, so he can get away with stuff like that. But he wasn't doing that to The Rock. He wasn't doing that to Stone Cold. He wasn't doing that to the major guys that are trying to get over. He did that to people that were already established. You know what I'm saying? To further pointless storylines. I've always felt the Kiss My Ass Club was just really unnecessary. That was Vince just being Vince. And I always felt like it was unnecessary. But once again, that's not shoving a dildo down someone's throat. So
he's still going at it.
Some weird indies equal Vince. Stop it. So he tries to pull the, I've worked at a promotion card. He said, bro, I've trained and wrestled in a promotion. It's clear you haven't. That still doesn't change the point. Oh, dude.
Go back to the last comment real quick. Hold on a second. They can choose payment though. I can't cook or hot dog. This saying, man. Maybe shoot, you really embarrass us for some peanuts, pretty much. You pretty much playing the peanuts, pretty much.
So he tries to pull the, I've worked at a promotion card. He said, bro, I've trained and wrestled.
You gotta love the gatekeepers, the way they train on it and work in it as well too. But where you at right now? Not saying that the end be all it knows that WWE, but let you do what you love. But if you want to gatekeep, other folks because over this shit, because of what you've done as well too, then you want to ask for a receipt of getting clown. If you're still in the indies or still whatever, or you took you long enough or anything, you don't gatekeep. You're going to ask for a receipt to get clown for doing that like this right here. Come on, bro.
Promotion. It's clear you haven't. That still doesn't change the point.
Still don't change the point.
Old dude didn't have to do that dildo spot. You all you said was you worked at a promotion. I guess you paid your dues, but
exactly.
I mean, you still haven't really proved your point any better other than, I worked at a wrestling company.
Where you at now?
Kudos to you, my boy, but this is not paying your dues. This is
and where you at right now? Are you still still training, or you're sitting on your ass Twitter finger turning trigger fingers? No, trigger fingers turning Twitter fingers. Whatever Drake's saying. I'm just saying.
Someone wanting to do this spot because they know it's gonna have people like, yo, what the hell's going on here?
Exactly.
And someone responded, they can choose payment though, a can of Coke or a hot dog. Oh man, this interaction was hilarious. I wanted to show this to y'all, man, because honestly, man, stuff like this, when I get sent, like when people show me these clips, I make fun of them. Obviously, I post them on my stories or I post on my Instagram. I make fun of it, make light of it, but it's not wrestling. Let's stop calling this wrestling. People are defending this foolishness. People try to make the point, anything that happens in that square circle, you can consider it wrestling. No, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Getting a dildo shoved down your throat, down your gullet, does not constitute as wrestling. I'm sorry. No matter how much you want it to, it's not. It's shock value at its finest. That's the only problem about independent wrestling that I've seen a lot of lately is people are going to do the wildest, craziest, most dangerous things because they want to get notarized. And once again, people are not going to remember that next week.
Facts. I mean, because they think like it's independent mean freedom. You know what I mean? Think about it. People take freedom too far. They take freedom too far, and they do shit that they don't know how to handle freedom. When you do, and whether it's the suspect he did, or even the hardcore stuff like the CZW, they damn near do crazy hardcore like. It's some hardcore is pretty cool, but some stuff is just, totally unnecessary to just for sake of shock value. And you like to say, you're not getting super paid for this, I mean. Your medical bill is going to be like off the sky roof, but with the minimum money you get out of that company or whatever, the promotion is probably going to be enough to pay for the medical bill. You that's going to skyrocket from putting your body through a lot of shit. And possibly literally as well too, as well. So yeah.
Or a month from now, or 2 months from now, like people are not gonna remember this guy getting a dildo shoved in his throat unless it just happened to randomly pop up on their feed. It's not gonna be a topic of discussion in the wrestling world.
Nope.
It's not gonna be something potentially that WWE is like, oh yeah, we got to get this guy.
No, hell
see
no.
this clip. Oh, we got to get him up here. Now, I don't know about AEW, but I don't even think AEW would stoop this low to this
You
kind
never
of
know, but I doubt it.
type
You're
of
right.
wrestling entertainment. I don't know. maybe he would get signed to AEW, but I don't know if this would be the clip that gets Tony Khan to want to bring him into his company either. Because at the end of the day, this This is just
if he snorted up cookie, but he stop.
It don't really, it doesn't fit the theme of wrestling. If anything, it kind of gives wrestling that stigma of like, what is this? Like if I was to show this to one of my homies, like, yeah, I'm into wrestling or whatever, and I end up showing them this clip. I don't show them nothing WWE or anything else. They'll be like, yo, what the fuck is this? What is this? They'll look at me weird. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of clips that give wrestling that weird stigma when people say you're a fan of it. Granted, I don't think you see it as much because of, how things are and the climate we live in now where people are more accepting of a lot of different forms of media and entertainment. So you may not see it as much, but if they catch you watching a clip like this, they probably will be like, yo, what the fuck's going on? This is what they do in wrestling.
Right.
And people don't really associate, they don't really know the difference between WWE, AEW, and the independent scene. So they may just think this is what's going on in WWE now.
Exactly.
I've posted many wild clips where people thought that was happening in WWE when it was just an independent company. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, even though these clips are funny, they're not wrestling. Nor should they be called wrestling.
No.
I mean, if it's entertaining to you, cool. I'm not here to tell you what's entertaining and what's not. But to me, it's just it's like, all right, man, what are we doing here? That's just my personal opinion. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this particular video and just this particular subject because I felt like this was definitely video worthy for y'all to see some of the wild stuff I get sent to my Instagram and Twitter on the daily. So comment down below. Let me know. Do you guys feel
like I said, he's totally right. Like it's like some stuff. If they get deemed as wrestling, it's too much. And trust me, y'all know me. I said before, I love my share of comedy and wrestling. I was almost going to reaction about comedy and wrestling as well too. Now, I mean, what if it's cool? Even if it's the silly stuff, like with Santino Cobra as well too. I mean, stuff that Orange Cassidy used to do. I mean, he don't do as much as even the Dan House. I love it, but shit like that is just too much. Even the shit even the shit on DNT be doing too much, and it's just ridiculous for the sake of just being ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even some of the hardcore stuff can be a little crazy. I love my share of hardcore, but sometimes some of the unnecessary hardcore violence can be a little like too much. Just call it wrestling. Well, other than that, shout out to always for Ross as well as Clutch Squad on too. Congratulations on them getting that busted open interview as well too, man. Hopefully we see more of them grow and grow with them as well too, whether it was in wrestling or in entertainment in general. You know what I'm saying? These guys are entertaining guys. You know what I mean? They are awesome. They are creative with their thoughts and stuff. They're creative with their reaction as well too, including Trip Billy. I got to shout out Trip Billy as well too. But other than that, it's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.